not gonna go through every single thing, but I noticed that like 5 seconds in, and you guys didn't even talk about what you wanted to do as a team. I think this is a problem that occurs all the way to even diamond players don't do this. Sometimes, like in pre-round, like a productive way to do pre-round is kind of like how we play Premier and like when we were in the league, like you decide, okay, let's just do a split here. So then that way your team has an idea of what they should be doing, right? Communication is key, like you guys mentioned before, and it also helps each other to understand like what's Julie's intent right here, right? Like she could say, okay, I'm gonna dart long, and then I'll drone sight, a sight, you know. So that gives everyone's like, okay, she's gonna dart here, so everyone knows what everyone's doing. I get what you mean by the Phoenix is doing his own thing. Is this Fnatic wall?
I think it's FNS.
Oh, FNS. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I've just been throwing that wall regularly these days. Just because
For like conditioning.
it goes. Yeah, exactly. It's great for blocking out a link. If we're pushing B site. But even if we're not pushing out B, it really helps deter them from pushing out A.
No, yeah, I think I agree. I think it's a good conditioning wall. Is this that I don't know with it for some reason you guys really never pushed a split. You guys have never done a split with. So I'm not sure if it's because of the wall or if it's like your teammates just like lurk everywhere.
Yeah, I kind of got flamed too by my teammates for
Oh yeah,
They
setting
did
up
just
that
not
you
wall.
like the
you just
wall.
mute them for that one. But
But yeah, I think in the future I should probably
mm-hmm.
just let people know that I'm gonna do that and how to play with it.
Okay, yeah. Give me a second. Um,
I'm out. Okay.
That was.
Yeah, I know. I noticed, like, especially on was it Split?
mm-hmm.
Is it Split? Maybe there's also another map. People really hate Allen's Wall going into a like ramps on Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's bind short.
Oh
People
yeah.
really hate his wall, but his intent is always for the team to scale up short, into to take control of lamps.
Yeah.
But people always flame him every game, even if it works well.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. It's just sometimes, I mean, you can't win, right? So there's people have, some people don't understand why you do the wall, but some people does. So just a quick thing, Nick, if you're are you still, can you see my game now?
Yeah, I can see your.
Okay, so one of the things that you can do as Omen is remember you can do one ways, right? So when you plant it here, like instead of having this smoke, you can do this smoke right, right there. So then it's like kind of like a one-way thing because it's
if he's defusing, he won't be able to see anything.
exactly right. It's a small thing, but it matters a lot. Kind of understanding like what are the capabilities of your agent. Like what can you do with that and blah blah blah. But it's just I just want to show you that small thing. So and then.
For the omen smoke, how do you know if it's going to sink down all the way to the ground or if it's going to stay like that as a one-way? Is there
Yeah,
like
so
it's the arrow when you're in the UI.
Oh, my game froze.
Uh-oh.
All good.
Oh, there's like an arrow thing in the shadow map thingy? Okay.
Alright, my game just work.
Okay, well.
Didn't like my question.
I'll get. But yes, like it'll show there's a triangle thing. If it's green, it'll kind of latch on something. So that's how you know it'll stay there.
Okay.
So round 2. Well, just a quick thing in terms of round 1, I think maybe the correct play here would have been for Julie to push up with Nick, because instead of playing with random people, like he's holding this area window, right? If you double up with Nick here, at least you guys can trade one another. And also keep in mind that the fact that you didn't hear anything C, it could be a big giveaway that they're heavy A, because you saw that Alan died with race short, right? And I'm not sure if anyone saw someone long, so that gave you an information that 2 are A. And then if you see that 4 is alive, I would just group up instead of playing your 1v1s, because that's pretty much what you guys did. You guys played your 1v1s.
Yeah, I think I have a hard time keeping track of where, like, who's where.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. All right, so round 2. Oh, you guys won pistol but lost round 2. That was really rough.
Yeah.
So my note here is that if you win pistol and you have specters, you always group up. You never wanted to default, especially if it's a big map like Haven. So your race will go into garage and die to a shorty, right? And then your Phoenix will push A Link and die to a shorty as well. And they were both walking instead of running in there, right? So I noticed that on attack, you guys don't have an IGL, and it might kind of seem weird, even though you play with 2 random people. But sometimes you just be like, okay, guys, let's do this here. And then if they don't follow you, they don't follow you. But at least 3 of you should be playing together. But it looked like 3 of you were doing your own thing. In here, Julie's getting information for C, but unfortunately, with whatever information you got, you didn't really do anything with it, right? That was a really good pick mid.
Oh.
And then
Yeah, we
your
split up.
teammate just died there. And you see how it's like 4v4, right? So this is the time when you should be playing together and trading one another, not kind of going off on your own.
Makes sense.
And then I'd say because of that, you guys lost this round. Yeah, because so the Reyna picked up Phoenix's SMG. Yeah, and you guys lost it. So, and let's see, round 3. Yeah, if you notice too, in the pre-round, you guys never talk about anything about like what you want to do. The only time you guys agreed on something was when the race said, okay, Phoenix wants to ult garage, and you guys kind of grouped up for a little bit. But for 12 rounds, you guys were just playing default, and I felt like it was easy for them to read that after your 10th round and you guys doing default, Like you guys have never gone together as a team to push the, like a fast push. You have Phoenix that can flash outside of smokes. You have Sova that can dart, and you have Viper that can use Toxic to the top left, or where the platform is and whatnot. But you guys never really did that. It was just all about kind of hoping they would push up and kill them, but it didn't really work out.
Okay.
So you guys, your bonus run was decent until the very last part. So it's a 4v4 here. And Alan has the right idea of coming back, group up. But Nick decided to TP away.
Yeah, and then everyone died on site, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Why did you decide to TP away instead of playing numbers? Because you guys remember that you guys lost your second round, right? So you lost your SMGs. So therefore, they have better guns than you. And I'm not trying to like kind of be harsh on you, but I kind of want to understand what was going on.
My goal here was like, because Alan was playing lineups and they had sight already. I was trying to like get behind them to get a pick off, because I thought like probably in the moment my only way to win a gunfight is if I had if I snuck up on them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like tried to TP deep into their spawn. But I think the problem was like they were a lot closer to the rest of our team than I thought.
Yeah.
They ended up losing those fights.
Before you TP, did you see on the map? You see how when you do this, did you see that the Reina was throwing blind? That means she's really close or not?
You know, honestly, I probably didn't like register it in my head.
No worries. Yeah, yeah. Because it's
Yeah.
like kind of like the small things, and then you guys lost 4v3 because it was like a lot of 1v1s. But I mean, you had, sheriffs versus rifles. So
Also, when I set up for my lineups, it would be great if we kind of all get off of site, just so that we can all hold C long together. And kind of in that round, I kind of went to C long on my own.
yeah.
And I had to fight the Rays there.
So this is your lineup. Is this right where it is? It should
Yeah,
be.
more or
Okay,
less, yeah.
cool. All right. So upside.
Wow, what is
Thing. So I would agree. I think if you're able to, let's say, just have three of you here, right? And then let's say Race was lurking, and then you killed the Race. Whatever. Whatever. So Race is dead. And three of you here, like, one of the things that you can do as well, if Julie has Shock Dart, you can bounce it off the wall here, just roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then while you guys are doing this, like Nick could easily just knife out all the way here from here, because this is what I like to do if people are focusing their attention too long, right? They're gonna be like, oh shit, we have to kill the Viper and the Sova, or else we can't really defuse. But while they're doing that, that should buy you enough time if they don't peek to wrap around, and here gives you an easy angle to kill them. You see what I mean? So that will be kind of something that you work together, like Alan said. Just if he has a lineup, work with him, play around him. Don't play around your randos, you know. So
I think there was a round later on where we get the lineups set up, and Julie's playing in Cubby and for the ult, but they push her and she gets picked off. I don't know if it was this game. Maybe it was a different Haven game, but
No, it was this game.
oh,
But
okay.
does the alt reach that bomb site if I go from where you had our pictures?
Yeah,
Oh,
your
yes.
ult will definitely reach.
This is the range. So you could be here.
Oh, that's
and then
huge.
yeah. That's why sometimes when people play defense, they'll like to ult either here, right? So this is a good spot to ult.
I did not.
Or you can ult here, because some people like to peek here.
Oh, the wind.
And then the thing is, courtyard. This is a really good spot to ult, because it's an angle too, So these are like the three spots I usually, but I typically save my ult for either post plant or if they have a killjoy and destroy it,
Oh, yeah, that's what I usually do. Because if I just alt off the rip and I have no info, I end up just,
wasting it.
yeah.
Yeah, unless you
Most
get
of the
lucky.
time. Yeah, most of the time.
All right, so let's
I
see.
guess I have a question about like
Yeah.
how should we play with like Julie's drone? Because like ideally, if Julie doesn't have ult, so we don't have to see drone for vision.
So
Like,
let's say you play Haven again, right? If I was in your team, and let's say I could be the brain to help out, I would let Alan do his own thing, because he's really good at lurking and getting picks. But in order for this to work, we have to stay alive for them to push out and get greedy. And that's why Alan is like, I would be okay with him like staying back here, doing wall and whatever. But in terms of smokes and drone, I would get Julie to long C here, stand by the wall, and drone. This drone is really useful. You won't be able to get very far, unfortunately. This is like the furthest you'll get.
Yeah.
But in here, you'll get information if, let's say, anyone is close with the judge or, trying to be sneaky. and you can also clear left. Unfortunately, you cannot clear right.
Mm.
With your drone, you want to have your duelists to, well, I guess not really, since you guys are playing 3 stacks, but generally they don't want to line up with the drone, because what if they're shooting the drone, they don't want to get collided, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So once the drone goes away, Nick can smoke here and smoke here. So I actually like to smoke a bit deeper, just
Mm.
because if they peek out, they have to fully commit to get out, right? And
Right.
then they're willing, because a lot of times when people smoke, they smoke like this,
Yeah.
and then
They
if they
can go
have
like right or
if they have
left.
if they have a sky, they just pop flash, kill, go back into smoke, right?
Mm.
Oh, so the
So
smoke kind of works for them.
exactly. But and then let's say you are entering, I would have Julie's dart backside. You don't need a lineup as long as it lands backside.
Mhm.
This will cover here.
Yep.
Here, this is a really ratty corner, right?
Yep.
Sometimes people don't check, and also it covers logs. So this will cover most of the area. The only thing that you have to worry about is this spot
Mm-hmm.
behind, right? But ideally, your duelist should go in, and then you should go second. Like as soon as you dart
Bowen.
here, yeah, you're all gun mode. Like you're all like using your Vandal or whatever, trying your best to trade your duelist. And then Nick, one thing that you can do, let's say she doesn't have a dart, you can paranoia either back here or back here.
Then we peek.
It's preference, yeah,
Uh-huh.
because and then you want to peek with that. That's like 3 seconds of can't hear,
Blind.
can't see anything. And then after you get that, you guys just play post plant. Like if Alan didn't get anyone, maybe
He comes
someone will
back.
go through mid here, and then Alan shoot him in the back. He did that one time in one of the rounds, I believe. And then just play off post plant. You can play on site with your duelist. You don't want to play 5 post plant. That's not a good idea. So just leave, I know, Alan and Julie post plant long C. And one of the things that you can do here, I really like this spot as Omen. I get on this bench right here or box right here, because in here you'll be able to fight this or this, and you isolate an angle, right? You're not fighting more than an angle. And if your duelist plays wall, you want to play close to this area, so that as soon as your duelist isn't like have contact, you want to swing out, you know. And then Julie and Alan just stay alive. Use your dart, your shark dart, or Julie can choose to play on site. Just make sure that you have something for flank so that Alan doesn't die before the spike goes off.
I was gonna say whoever is with me in the round, if I'm alting, can you guys watch for my body? Because I usually hear steps, but I can't get out of the alt fast enough to attack, and then I die.
And I think that's also kind of a communication issue that you mentioned before, is that I guess you guys don't really ask more of each other, right? Um, Edward kind of tested this. He was like my mini me for the most part. When I played with Edward, he probably hated me because I was like, Edward, I need to come here.
Oh.
Edward, come here. Edward, do this. Edward, back off. You know, like,
Okay.
and I don't really see any of that in here. Be like, okay, Julie, trade me or whatever.
I mean, I don't know about Alan and Nick, but I definitely do better if people ask me like what to do rather than me asking. So like I'd rather be like a follower than a
Mm-hmm.
leader. Um, I'm not sure what the best mentality is as a team, if like everyone should kind of be like a leader or if there should just be one for the team.
I mean, for the overall strat, I feel like most people are like, okay, one person should call the overall strat. But in certain moments, if you're like, hey, I want to ult here, can you just watch my body?
Mm-hmm.
Small things like that, everyone should feel comfortable making small requests. But if
Okay,
it's like a, hey, let's stop pushing A, oh, that was the ult that you
I
got
die.
pushed. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then this was
Oh
a
no!
whole game.
Oh no!
Uh,
Flashbacks.
But yeah, like the overall thing of like, oh, we just lost someone on A, let's stop pushing this and back up a bit and reclaim space. Like
Mm-hmm.
overall strategy calls, I think we just leave one person to make those calls.
And I think here I'd say the correct play is you see where your Phoenix is.
He's about to flank them. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just play for your life because
Mhm.
if you're able to stay alive, because the reason why they rush is because they killed you, right? So they're like, okay, we can press W. But let's say you just jiggle, peek, and shoot. You know, like jiggle, shoot, whatever.
Mhm.
And they know you're
You'll
on
be able to
site.
buy time for the Phoenix to lurk around and potentially kill them, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did that when Nick was flanking. I don't know
Mhm.
which game, but okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it was
Yeah.
two there, and
Yeah,
then
I feel like
someone said garage.
this is another case where we didn't like leave site for the post plants. I think it would be better if we all just head off to long and hold the
Yeah.
spike.
And also,
Um,
I think I would say that you should call for it
yeah.
too, because I think I understand that you're a bit quiet when we play at times,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean
Yeah.
we played together enough that I know that you have lineups, but I think that in terms of being on the same page, I would say just be like, okay, guys, I have a lineup,
Yep.
just back off, kind of
I
Totally.
thing.
guess my question is, and maybe this is like different situation, and it's not really like a hard answer. Is like there are some times we played on like Lucky Fluke or in scrims against Space Cadets, where like on A site here
Mm-hmm.
we would go plant A and then uh, we'd all go lineup, like all protect the lineup player, but then they would just like rush us and then
Flood,
fuck us up. So yeah, and
yeah.
like
So,
so
mhm.
I think my current mentality is like we should keep some people on site to buy time, and then like Julie would protect Alan as he set up for lineups, and then me
Yeah,
and the duelist would stay on to stall.
I'd say that's a good idea because maybe two of you can play long here. The only thing is that if you play double controller, keep in mind that you have no sentinel, most likely, unless you do double sentinel. Sorry, double controller, sentinel, initiator, and duelist. But I don't know how often people will pick sentinel in a double controller meta. Because obviously, if you have a killjoy here watching, you guys don't have to worry about flank, right? As long as the killjoy is alive, you just worry about them picking you. And Omen under where Jet plays cross, like can do this cross or you can do this cross, whichever cross. So this is a good setup where you fight for your life.
Mm-hmm.
Julie can help peek or whatever, like use utility, dart, sight when they're trying to retake, you know.
I was
And
gonna
then
say
Alan is like your last line of defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Sorry, go
not
ahead.
super sorry. I'm not super confident about protecting Alan though. Just with like my aim, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure if there's like another thing I could do because I think Alan and I usually do end up going off site, but my
Mm-hmm.
aim is not great. So I can detect when they're there, but I end up not killing them, and then I think they either hurt Alan a lot or kill Alan as well.
Well,
I
maybe it's a
guess,
thing where like when if we know they're pushing you, you should just be with Alan and try to be bait for Alan to get the kill. Because
or
there was
Oh.
that time on C Long where you got killed when you were ulting by that Reyna. You
Mm.
were in Cubby, but Alan was in C
Yeah.
Long or
That's
C
actually
Lobby.
one thing I want to talk about too.
Mm.
Is what is the ideal setup for Long if it's just two people?
ideal setup would be like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah, like if you were both
always.
there, it's
Yeah.
probably easier for Alan to
So
trade you out than
it's
if you
not
were in
just a
Cubby.
lineup too, because in here, and if you say, okay, swing 3, 2, 1, if you swing, you know, you're double peeking the enemy and they have to choose one or the other. And sometimes they get flustered and they choose neither and they die, right? And
None
worst
of the
case
above.
scenario, worst case scenario is they have like crazy flick and they get both, right? But that's very rare unless they're like Smurfs. So
Okay.
one of the cases is that one of you die and one of you trade one another. Just trust. I mean, if you whiff, you whiff. Don't like it happens to everyone, right?
Okay.
Even the pro players sometimes whiff, and then they just move on next round, the fresh new round. You know.
Mhm.
So that. All right. So this round is over. Yeah, you guys have like zero communication at all. Like I don't know what you guys are doing the whole time.
Wait, so this wall is to scale up, right?
Yeah, to go up short.
It's kind of like the bind wall where you kind of give them uncertainty
So
because
if we, yep.
yeah, that was just a whiff. There's nothing you can do.
Um,
What the?
Huh?
Also, yeah, I didn't realize that your duelist is a lurking duelist. It's not really entry duelist.
Yeah. I think there are times that we need to concede to what our randos are doing. I think there's like room for that in our when we play just a 3 stack. Like if people really complain about like Alan's wall, I think as long as we're on the same page, like okay, we're gonna concede, we're gonna follow our two randos and do a different setup. But I think Bill is right. You know, it's just we need to decide what we're doing in this phase, the buy phase, and just commit to that. And I think hopefully we'll have more success in executing a plan, even if it doesn't succeed ultimately.
I mean, I'm not really against Alan's wall. It's just more like maybe you can do a variation of the wall, or you can do the wall late. You know, because the one thing with that wall is that it kind of prevents you from pushing as well. Because
right.
one of the advantages of that wall, I'd say, is that kind of the uncertainty, like I said earlier, right? If you use this wall right here, they're like, oh shoot, we don't know if the Viper is here, the Viper could be here, the Viper could be anywhere, right? But the problem with this wall is that if this wall is up, your duelist will not be able to see anything here, right? And I would say that the enemy might have an advantage of they're holding an angle for you to
I
peek.
I think the Jet the Rays was complaining about that one round actually. Like they did move up short and then they tried to push the wall without really saying anything and then they died.
Okay,
And
to be
that's when
fair,
I complained.
I don't understand people who dry peek when they have utility. Like he had Roomba, he could have Roomba that. You know,
Sure.
if you're trying to push, but hindsight 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what happened this round? Is this a safe round?
It looks like it.
Oh, that's another thing that I noticed too. You guys don't really pay attention to your eco
Mm-hmm.
as well as enemies' eco. One of the things about this game is knowing, like I said, when to group up and when not to group up, right? If you notice that they're broke as hell, you don't play default. If you play default, if one of you dies, they get a free gun, right? Like go back to round 2.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're broke and they can buy, you group up so that 5 of you just try to trade one another, and maybe one of you get a rifle off of that, and maybe it gets 2 rifle off that kind of thing. So that would be like the mentality. The only time that I'd say it's good to play default, some safe scenarios, and also if you're both playing rifles and your fast pushes aren't working.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Oh, so we should do
Yeah.
like a variety of.
Yeah. So in here, your buy is not even, right? Like, I would see Nick is saving for next round, but Julie full bought. She had $50 left, and then Alan has 500. So your money is like all over the place. So next round, when um, Nick can full buy, I mean, Alan
not.
plays Spectre, so he can full buy too. But Julie can't buy. You
What
see,
was I
like the
thinking?
problem.
I don't even remember what I was thinking.
You guys
All
won this
noodles
round.
got a kill.
Someone's.
I think they pushed up. They got really
Yeah,
greedy. We Yeah, like they made the mistake this round.
good job. Cool. Was this the round that he complained that he died? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's going up short right now.
Feel like we're getting our homework checked.
Okay, so that's a good idea. Julie decided to drone long to make sure they're not opping, because they have a chamber. You don't want to dry pick an opper. But I think you're here. The issue is why the hell is your duelist with the spike?
I think if you turn on the volume, you hear me saying like, "What the fuck, guys? We gotta go follow this idiot."
Oh, I just realized my stream
Oh
symbol.
yeah, like I heard the sky flanking. I'm like, okay, well he's C, let's go C, and then he's like backing out.
Yeah,
Wait, do you guys
that's
hear
great.
sound?
It's really low on his stream, so.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not concerned about like the sound.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm like,
Is
why
it
did he
because
play C?
when you guys talk and the stream talk, I'm like, wait, which one is the real one?
Oh,
True.
true.
See, you're like 1A. I was like, was that Jules? Okay.
Yeah, I saw him die here.
Oh.
This is when Alan clutch, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
because
be
then
surprised.
these two died against the Reina. Yeah.
And then Alan just had lineups.
So the only thing I'd say here, Nick, is
Uh-huh.
just play really patient. You don't have to peek. You have
Yeah.
4v3, right? Like once you see your teammates, like the enemy on the map, you see the question mark here, here, and here. That's when you can creep up. But right now, because if you notice, the Phoenix came out of garage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's his ultimate. So then whoever killed the ultimate. So their assumption is one is in garage, so they'll be trying to clear garage. But look at where you're positioning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like working against you.
Because they're already looking in this direction anyway.
Exactly, because they're wary of the Phoenix. So
Yeah,
so
I
they were
was.
looking for Phoenix but found Nick.
I remember
exactly.
in that moment just thinking like, oh, someone was like right side of B or like towards A
Mhm.
link, and then I knew that Reyna was there because she killed the Phoenix, and I thought they were gonna get on bomb, but I guess it was like my bad for like not paying patiently and trusting that my team would stall them long enough because I knew like Alan and Julie were B
Mhm.
window, B long area, or yeah.
Hmm.
So I got impatient and I was like, okay, I need to go try to throw my body at the spike too.
Yeah, even in this spot too, I'd say okay, the wall is not so much a problem. I'd say your problem is your spacing. You see how your duelist is like so far apart, like so far ahead of you? Like he was here, right? Fighting the other race. And then Nick was here. Julie was here. Alan was close by. Phoenix is off the map somewhere. If one of you would have been closer when your race died, you could have traded, and that would be like an okay trade because then you can probably just go to site right after.
Okay.
But the problem was you guys were in this angle where their enemy race is literally covered or protected by this wall right here.
Yeah, we
Right?
couldn't help.
So you couldn't really do anything. And then he died. And then that's a free pick for the enemy team. So I'd say that will also work on your spacing. That's also one of the things that it's really hard to do, especially if you have two random people, right? Because you don't know the speed that they go to. But if you work as a team, let's say three of you, maybe like when Julie drones here, Nick pushes with Alan next to him. So in case Nick dies, Alan just trade, and then after drone goes away, Alan and Julie's are alive on site.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, okay.
because in here, your problem wasn't the wall. Your problem was your spacing.
Yeah, that's a
You're
very good
so
point.
far.
My default is typically to just hold the wall, but I think in the future, if one of our randos is just running up, I should run in with them, or one of us should run in with them.
Yeah. See, that's funny. When he said that word, you always mess him up with that wall, but that wall was down the whole time, right? Because if it was up, it'd be green, right? That's how you know the wall is up.
I
Like
think he just
you
got
put it
away.
up for a second, it's green, but
Yeah, he's
he
just
took it down.
running down.
Yeah.
and then he
I think
pushed
it
the wall.
just went down as he like walked
Oh,
through.
I see.
Ah,
Right
okay.
now.
No, yeah.
But I mean, the point still stands. Like he's running in, we should at times play with our teammates, our
Yeah.
randos, and like
Mhm.
run
Even
in with them.
if they don't communicate it, we should still just run in after them, try to bait them.
Yeah. So, as an Omen player, I'd tell you like one of the plays for pushing A. So one of the things that you can do as a team together, and maybe for this one, Alan can hold off his wall and whatever, right? How do I get rid of this thing? What the hell? Okay. Anyways, what did I do? Okay,
Reload
cool.
the website.
Yeah, for real. All right. So Omen, Raze, and Viper. The split is this is like honest to God, I hate this. I hate clearing this because this is so many angles that you have to clear. So what I like to do usually is, let's say you can drone this like you did before, Julie,
Mm-hmm.
and then if it's clear, you want to make sure Alan watches your sewer from a high angle, so then he can see if they're trying to push you, right? Um, and then you, Nick, this is one thing that I like to do. I smoke heaven, but I ult hell.
Mhm.
This works 80% of the time.
Oh.
That they'll be looking up or they'll be clueless because with the sound, the
It could be a heaven
proximity,
or
exactly, they don't know, right? Like they're they probably thought that you're ulting in smokes, right? And a lot of time, if you do this, and let's say they have a jet here, you can probably pick off the jet easily because that's like a clear line of sight right there. And you can also pick these two players. Like let's say they have a race hiding here and or here. You see what I mean? The hell? Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
But yeah, I would say that plan out your attack together and execute together. That's the big thing.
Wait, should we have, I guess, like for as much as we can remember, anyways, have like a
Mm-hmm.
default plan we usually go for and then alter as we go in
Yep.
response?
So for default, if you want to do default, generally, I kind of like what you guys do. Um, So Alan does his wall. He waits here, but I would say that with you too, Alan, I noticed that you kind of just stay in this area for the most part, and you kind of want to switch it up too, right? Like maybe one time you're actually pushing up. Well, you did push up, but like kind of switch it up a little bit because I noticed a lot of rounds you were like hanging around in this spot a lot.
Right, right.
And so in terms of Julie, what you can do is you can just dart backside again. And for Nick, this is one thing that I like to do as a omen. This is a condition smoke. With this smoke, also enables you to farm orbs for free if you don't get spam and get unlucky, right?
Mhm.
Another thing that you can do with this smoke is that you can play contact, and 5 of you could literally push up into the smoke, and with your Phoenix, if
Flash up.
he's chill, yes. So here, so if you do this smoke for C long, I would save your dart, Julie, so that as
Mhm.
soon as the Phoenix flash, your dart will land on the wall here, and this will give you a lot of intel, right?
Yeah.
This is like a play, and then Nick could do paranoia platform here, so this is a guarantee that they won't peek left side, and then you guys just flood to side together and trade one another.
Ooh, the Nick and the Phoenix would have to be at the very front then, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, as long as you guys just don't run into each other. And the big thing is that you want to explode together. And the big, also another thing, when you play contact, you make zero sound. Like a lot of times in this game that I notice, people like to make footsteps unnecessarily. Because a lot of times, if you just walk for most times, they won't be able to kind of read where you're going. You know, like if let's say this doesn't work, you can cut noise, and then maybe re-hit it if you don't, make any sound and whatever. So that's like one of the things that you could do if you're playing together on Haven. So yeah, I don't know. Does your duelist always have the spike?
Not
Uh,
always. I think most of
lot
the
of the
time it
time.
was either.
They usually
Wait,
die
really?
and I pick it up and then plant for them.
Oh no. It's really wait. If the Phoenix was banned, does that mean he can't hear us either?
No,
No, I'm
he
pretty
just
sure he
can't
can
talk.
hear us.
Yeah.
Okay, so he can't hear us. He just can't talk
He
to us.
just chose not to listen to us.
Yeah, and this is like Valorant 101. You never plant
Alone.
before you clear sight. Yeah. Because he did not clear backside at all. That's how he died, right? The Omen just literally peeked out and killed him. And I would have probably prefer Alan to be with Nick here together, since you guys are low in numbers. I know that Julie died to the Sky, so maybe you wanted to stay back and get a kill on the Sky. But I'd say that your priority would be sticking together here. And I noticed that you wanted to TP to A after you killed them.
Yeah, I think I told him like I think they're coming here. I'm going to TPA and plant there and play off of his lineups. I think that's what we said here.
Okay.
But then I didn't. I ran into the trip of chamber, I think.
Yeah.
And then I panicked that he was nearby, so I stopped.
Oh, you died Heaven, right? I remember this.
Oh wait, no, this is a different round then. Okay.
There was a round. I know what you mean though. There was a trip right by the box or whatever where you planted. Yeah.
Oh
See,
no, this is a round Allen clutches, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I Allen clutched this, but I think if I were you, I would just smoke yourself, bro. Because when you smoke here, you kind of gave him oh, okay, he smoked kind of weird there, so he's probably Heaven. But if you smoke like regular, then he
Oh, they
probably
think
thinks that, oh, you're on site. Yeah, you're trying to cover. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, definitely.
like it's the small things that kind of gives away your position as well.
And even if he like pushes that corner, he would have to
Exactly.
guess right him in the smoke.
Yeah. Bro, Alan was just like running a marathon. He went all the way to C and
He was like running for it.
yeah. Nice. That was a really nice shot.
And I think Chamber's still Heaven in this clip.
Yeah, see? Like he made noises, right? That was so unnecessary. Like if he didn't make a noise, Alan had to peek, right? But that's like what I was talking about earlier. That was a really good clutch.
We can't hear it, so.
Yeah.
But I think I remember him stepping after starting the spike.
I think there was a round where you were like, "Oh, he's off," because like he took a step.
I think
this
that
round,
was that round.
This wall really paid off because they pushed it and Alan just killed them.
Yeah, this is one of the few rounds where I actually scaled up the wall. But yeah, I got traded.
See in here, you get a C pick.
I wonder why I backed off here. Because like Julie cleared it, and I don't remember why I backed off instead of going into garage. Maybe because I was holding spike and I wanted to bait this raise.
Oh, how did she know it was there?
You told me that the gun was there.
This is really bad. This is when you guys.
Raze was trying to shoot at it.
No, it doesn't. I'll explain later.
I remember this one. This is a feels bad moment.
Oh,
was it this one?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't this one.
We're about to find out.
No,
Oh yeah, I died. This is.
Doesn't she die here?
Also, Nick, if you plant right where that wall is, can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
You can do it one way there. And in here too, if you plant it really close to the edge, you can do one way there. These are the things that Omen players actually do.
Okay.
for one ways, because if they hold it, they can't see where you're coming from, right?
Mhm.
So just keep that in mind.
Oh wait, she gets him and then gets me, right? Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
because you were already really low though, right? Because someone hit you.
Still.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
think.
point though. If
Mhm.
Alan's not alive anymore, you can use any plant spot.
Mhm.
Right.
I mean, even that plant spot right here by the wall, I feel like, don't you have a lineup for that one, Alan?
It
Isn't
might
it like,
it might actually cover it a little bit. I could also adjust as well.
yeah,
So if
because
it's
popular
not in the
spots are
open,
like here, right?
yeah,
And then
and
this
a
is
little bit further to the
default,
right.
and then here is another popular spot too, for the most
Mhm.
part.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, so pretty much on attack, you guys did not communicate what you wanted to do as a team. Also, what the hell is that satchel? This is some random satchel that he missed.
I think right here I asked him to hold across with me, and then he was
Did you
like,
guys
"Bye, bitch."
lose this one?
We did this round. I don't know. This
Oh
game,
no,
yes.
this is when Nick got a kill, but then two of you died. That was kind of expensive.
Oh.
This is when Nick got killed CT, but
Oh, you got.
yeah, you
Wait.
guys should have ran by now. Two of you died.
Oh,
That was really expensive, and now you're broke.
You're talking about bomb.
Eco, yeah.
yeah. I guess there was really no reason for Alan and I to be in that ult when she had
Mm-mm.
literally no time to defuse anymore.
Yeah, and that's why I
Kill
say
hunters.
that one of the reasons why you want to pay attention to your eco, right?
Mhm.
When can you do that, and when you cannot do that, right?
Mhm.
Like that time right there, you can't afford to do that because you're broke.
Yep.
Yeah, you're on that stimulus check, so you can't do it. You know,
Gotta save the money.
for real. All right, here, this is really good. All of you
We're
push
actually going
to-
together.
Yeah,
What am I doing?
I
should have
think
just ran.
you're probably trying to help. Oh, this is. I remember this. This is
Uh-oh.
feels bad.
Oh no.
This is when Omen got you both.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, I did. This was me. I couldn't aim.
Nah,
No,
it
I
happened.
also should have traded, but he also got a little lucky there too. He got a headshot on me there, holding the trigger down.
Ah, dang it.
Okay, to be honest with you, 5-7 with how you guys played default heavy was not bad.
Mhm.
For our strat.
Yeah, because like for a map like Haven, it's like one of the maps that you want to flood as a team. And your lurker should be either Omen or Alan, but everyone else should go in together.
Mhm.
Because whenever they try to rotate, they always will create a hole, right? A space that Alan can push. Yeah, okay, let's go on defense. So it's kind of interesting how you guys queue together, but you, I guess, actually don't play with each other. That's one thing I noticed. Because Julie's like all the way C, you're mid, and then Alan is A. Because generally, I would kind of play together with someone in your party, because then at least you can play with each other, you know?
Mhm.
I mean, I think it's because if we don't have someone on C and they don't talk to us, we don't know if they're pushing C until they either die or
That's
and they're already
fair.
on site.
Yeah.
Bong Doodle's got 2 kills. Damn.
Yeah, this is pretty. It's pretty fun.
Alright, what happened here?
Did we
Alright.
lose this round?
I think you may have.
Uh-oh. That's not looking good for our team.
So you saw Sky and you know where Reyna is. You don't know where the Omen is. Is this when Julie died?
Probably
Julie Omen?
very soon.
Because he
Very
was
soon.
lurking.
Yeah, I think she was saying, like, I hear them walking around me. They're planting C. Well,
Oh,
okay, where the fuck did that come from? Oh, wait, did you
CT.
jump ahead in the video?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, helpful.
Yeah, in here, unfortunately, I think one of them
Yep.
got into position, and they probably heard Julie running around. So,
Yeah, that ledge shot.
and I think you smoke way too early too. I know you have 2 smokes, but you can just use one. You don't have to use the long one. You're not even there yet, right?
Okay.
So,
Alan
good.
saves my butt.
Oh, you guys won. I remember, because you're like just hold 4 and run around. That's what you said.
W.
Oh. Oh yeah, because he gets the omen here, and we can't find the spike.
See, that was really good retake. So
Do we lose this? Do we lose this? I think we do again.
I don't remember.
I'm doing nothing here.
It looks so different from your angle, even though it's the same game.
4v4. How did you guys lose this? Oh, cause
Maybe we don't. Like I actually just don't remember this game much.
no, you good. Nice,
Okay.
cool. All right, let's see how you guys retake this. That's pretty good. I like. Oh, okay. I really like the fact that Julie was disciplined. She didn't just like get off her drone after you guys floated to site. So that was huge. Because if you didn't clear that, you guys could have potentially lost that round.
Yeah, because Julie called Arena, which is
Mhm.
why I didn't push the smoke to protect Alan. And then the omen was unlucky. I saw the gun, so I could kill him.
Oh,
Yeah.
you saw the gun? I thought you just got a good shot.
Oh no, I saw the tip of his gun in that last clip, but oh, and Alan dead.
Oh.
I whiffed so badly. Oh God, don't watch.
You know, I feel that. Oh, me, that's me before I had the
Oh,
shock dart.
this is where I told you you brought an arrow to a gunfight for no reason.
It's not even a knife, it's an arrow.
So the only thing I'd say here is that it's kind of interesting that you guys are taking a 1v1 when you have SMG versus a rifle. Because I feel like a lot of times when you're disadvantaged in terms of your firepower, you want to use an advantage, which is either holding an angle or,
Pushing together or something. Yeah, I don't know why I may have been rotating from another
Yeah.
site, but I feel like I should have pushed with Alan right here.
yeah, because I think Alan was feeling like alpha, sigma, and he's like,
I actually
but
wanted to set up my orb there, and he saw me before it actually got up.
I see.
I wanted
Okay.
to take that space back.
That makes sense.
And
That's
then
why
like hold
there's an orb
across.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in here, instead of smoking, I would smoke for yourself. Like, I think that's one thing you don't do enough as an Omen player, I'd say, is that smoking for yourself. Like,
What do you mean here?
like instead of, let's see, defense.
Oh, it flips.
You were here, right? And you had an SMG. Instead of smoking this area, you could have smoked here or here. And with this smokes, you could have played in it. And then
I think in that moment, like hindsight 2020. In that moment, like I knew the raise was short because he just killed Alan. I didn't necessarily know the sky was there, so I smoked short. The first one further up because like okay, raise is there. I want to make sure he's a little scared from pushing. So I did that one first, and then I heard the sky bird, and I was like, okay, sky's really close. I'm not gonna smoke again. But
I thought he dogged.
Oh, you know what? You're totally right. The dog is right
See?
here.
Yeah, and he just whiffed too. I think that was it too. This is unlucky spray. And then yeah, Julie, I don't know about that one. I don't think you can shock dart them.
So my brain just lagged. They were behind the box.
yeah. No, I got the idea.
But yeah.
This is also one of the struggles of playing with no sentinels. Is that it's harder to hold a site.
that
I
race.
I have no idea what your race was doing the whole time.
You know what? Neither did we.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did I live here?
Nice. That Sky didn't
Wait,
play
can we
off as
go
much.
back? Where was the rest of the team? Like while I'm on site.
Ours or theirs?
Our team. Where did Julie get hit?
So Julie died from mid because
Garage.
their race was lurking
Mid.
grass.
Mhm.
She was crossing.
I was dumb. I
Hmm.
had my knife out.
Maybe this is a situation where I'm like they're going fast. See, I should have told Alan so he could rotate faster.
Yeah, you didn't say anything, but then at the
Yeah.
same time, when you're trying to fight for your life, it's hard to communicate.
Communicate.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if Julie was spectating you or whatever, but also Julie can help if she was spectating you at the time. Maybe she wasn't, or she was grabbing water or whatever. But remember, if you're dead, you can also help out by giving comms and be like,
You know
"Oh,
that's
okay,
true. When we three
they're
stack and
executing."
they're not
I
communicating, like you can watch the
Yeah, the person.
randos for us.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say I usually spectate the rendo so I can say
Mm-hmm.
something.
Yeah, I think ultimately we lose this round here.
Yeah.
Sagrada.
Oh, Alan tries to fuck with them with the orb.
I love it when Alan does this.
Yeah. Another thing that you can do is just like have concise communications. Like if they're executing, just be like full sensey, just be like quick thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay. So I guess the things we should really work on is like try to start every round with a plan
mm-hmm.
and try to play together more as like the small things we can work on first. I remember this round. I was like really waiting for them to like get in a good position, but just got unlucky with Arena.
You thought you collided though.
Yeah.
So I noticed that. Hmm, you don't typically change your positioning after you get a kill or two.
Oh, you mean
That's
like shoot, get kill, and then TP out?
yeah,
I
kinda.
guess that's true.
Because when that Reyna was turning around, she probably saw it on the minimap, so she saw the question mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, when she was peeking you, it's an advantage for her because she can just counter strafe and then shoot you. That's how you died, you know. Um, also, it's like 3v2, but then you guys were taking 1v1s.
Yeah, Julie was not with Alan here.
No. Oh yeah, that was bad.
Wake up! Oh, yeah, look up. I was laughing. I was like, "Oh, she's sleeping? Is that why you said wake up?" What the?
I said look up, not wake up.
Yeah, I know.
So another thing that you can do too, if you're playing 3 stack again, in Haven, this is one of the things I like to do. You can smoke window. Julie can use her recon to dart here. It's a 2 bounce. So the first bounce will go off this wall. Second bounce go off here, and then goes here. And then Alan can use his toxin to like throw here from window. And then from here, you guys can just like literally push out and pinch them.
Oh, you want us to push out?
Exactly.
I mean, there are definitely times we can try to play
Mhm.
more aggressive, like if it was a save or something.
Because it seems like Alan plays A like 90% of the time. You're always mid, and the only one who rotates around is Julie. And I would say that on defense, you want to mix up your positioning and also your sights.
Okay.
Before I know we've been doing this for a little while. There's actually one round that I want to go visit in the next game, actually.
Okay, let's go to that one.
Let me.
Bye.
Pearl?
It's Breeze.
Oh, breathe.
Round 23,
Oh
22.
Is this
wow.
wait? Is this unrated?
No, these are all comp.
Comps.
Oh, is this comp? This is the new one?
Yeah, Breeze is back in
Yeah,
comp.
I like the new one. It might be because we won, but I like the new one.
Let's see, it's
22,
like
21.
232 ish. The timestamp. Yeah, this is like, I thought this was like a really good round from like Julie and I. So
What is Julie playing? Cypher?
no, Sova.
So,
Oh, okay.
can you
So
I
like
don't
imagine?
know.
the start of this round, I got a pick. They dropped Spike, and then they picked it up and started rotating.
Is this the round you're talking about?
Yeah. So Julie is fighting for her life. She gets multiple kills, holding the site down.
Scared out of my pants. Oh, headshot.
Good job taking your time.
Thank you. I think at this point, like, I'm not entirely sure where the Reyna is.
I don't think I knew either. Did I say anything?
I don't remember. Maybe Bill can hear it. But this is where I say like, oh, I hear
Oh,
Reyna
yeah. Isn't
sniping.
this where you alt? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember this one.
But like, I think this was good because I think we'll just
Why
let
did
this one
you
play out.
smoke there?
Which one? The one
Right
by
here.
Pyramid?
Crab or shrimp?
Okay. I think I assumed it was like default, so I wanted to like let us walk up.
Hmm.
And then I did the cave one because I was like, maybe she went to cave.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, Julie went left, I went right, and I ulted backside
Nice.
just in case she was backside.
She was. She had to run out, and that's how we knew exactly where she was.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. It's just because I guess ideally, when I play smokes, ideally, right, I would like to save one for myself when I need to defuse and whatever.
Oh, you know what? Like you said earlier, I never think to I'm gonna smoke the bomb and hold the defuse.
Yeah.
I never do that, but maybe I should start remembering to.
So, but yeah, I think I'd say that in terms of attack wise. Oh, that Cypher had a rough game. 313.
Yeah. No, neither of these players said anything the whole game.
Oh, okay. Well, that also helps.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I'd say on attack, you guys just work together, plan out, and then kind of feel the vibe in champ select. You know, if they're chill, you know,
Mhm.
you just take the reign. Just be like, okay, guys, let's go see. If they said, now let's default. Just be like, okay, cool. You know, like sometimes it's okay to just kind of push back a little bit. Be like, okay, they kind of want to do this, like you said earlier. You just kind of like go along with it, because the most important thing to make sure like the team dynamic is pretty good. The environment, you know, like the worst thing that you want to happen is your duelist just like throwing, just trying to kill you and do whatever, because they get tilted, because you know their ego is fragile as hell. But
They get butt hurt.
yeah, so I'd say that's pretty much it, and then work on your spacing. I would say those two are like the biggest things, and Alan needs to communicate more of what he wants to do, so that you guys can work around him.
Okay. Well, thank you, Coach Bill. I think
Thank you.
when
Yeah.
I'll try to like keep recording, and maybe what we can do is in our games, we'll try to remember the rounds that we thought we did well and that we thought we did poorly, and then we'll try to
Mhm.
keep those rounds in mind, and so
Mm.
you don't have to like skim through the entire thing, and we can look at specific rounds next time.
Yeah, that's fine. Because also just make sure that you pay attention to eco too. That's a big
Yes.
thing that you guys need to pay attention a lot. And I
Yep.
understand that. I know that this might be a bit weird, but sometimes when you're a bit behind in money, I always like to do light armor and a vandal. You may not have your util, but at least you have a vandal or a phantom, you know.
We've
And
been
that will
saying that.
allow you to buy at least one more rifle round in each half.
Gotcha,
Sorry, go ahead.
gotcha. Oh no, someone mentioned it, and then I think we were doing that more because they said it was a better uh I don't know, better approach.
Economically, it's better because, you know, 3 shots of a Vandal is 120 damage to the body. If you get headshot by a Vandal, even with full armor, you're dead. But it's $600 credits more, right? So we're assuming that they're doing body shots to you. If they do 4 body shots with either half shield or full shield, you're gonna die.
It's like
But
150 something, 156 or something, right? So
no, that's on Phantom. On with Vandal, it's 160 either way.
Okay. Well, regardless, you die for body shots, right? So
Exactly. So if you save 600 credits if you just buy a half shield, because in that scenario, if you win, like if you survive, then you're gonna be one shot regardless of full shield or half shield. So if you can play 2 rounds with Vandal half shields, that may be better economically. But there was definitely one time like I played half shield and I'm like, what the fuck? Why did I half shield? They're all on stingers and shit. Like if I had
you
full
don't. So you
shields-
don't want to half shield when they're on save rounds. That's a big thing, right?
Yeah.
Because that's when it's like sheriff is 145 and you could have lived.
Mhm.
Another thing is that if you're doing half shield, your priority should be planning spikes because that's extra 300 for everyone on your team, right? So instead of saving 600, if you're able to plant, you get 900, and that's huge, right? Compared to the 600 that you have, that could be the difference of getting a rifle and a bulldog or whatever. So
I didn't consider that.
yeah, just understand that your win condition, like if you're attacking, even though you want to get kills, it's good to top frag. You want a spike to go off, and if you win the round, that's better than getting 2 kills and then losing the round. You know. And then the big thing about this game is that it's very snowbally, as in if you have good momentum, sometimes you can just carry on through and then just demolish the enemy team.
Okay.
So, yeah. So pre-round, talk to each other, discuss what you want to do, pay attention to your money, and then post-plant, just work together and work on your spacing. I think that's it for now. Because in terms of like mechanics, that's something you kind of have to develop on your own.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, of course. I hope
Let's go put
it
it
was
to good
helpful.
use. Play.
Yes. Well,
I guess
we'll
another
let
thing
you-
was also kind of correlates to Alan a little bit is be comfortable in your agent. Like if you have an agent that you're really comfortable with, but it's not meta on the map, screw it. I feel like I'd rather people play the agent that they know how to play, you know, rather than not knowing how to play and then kind of not perform because you don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I've definitely lost a lot of maps because
like
I was like, oh, we need a sentinel here. I'll play KJ, but I've only played KJ like twice in unrated, and then
exactly
because I don't know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. So always like agent mastery is first over. Sometimes I would even say that if you play 5 duelists and no smokes, as long as everyone is on the same page, that's not really a bad thing if one trades another. So, but yeah, that's a story for another day.
Okay.
But yeah,
Thank you for your
Bill.
feedback.
Thanks, Bill.
We're gonna do you proud, and we're all gonna get to Ascendant tonight.
okay, yeah,
That was like an exam review, like a study guide.
yeah. Hope it was helpful. You know, if you have any other questions,
Super.
feel free to.
We
Reach
definitely
out.
will bother you again in the future.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. I think it's also helpful to me as well because I feel like when I'm talking to you guys about this, I'm a bit hypocritical. Sometimes I take fights when I shouldn't be as well, you know? So it's kind of like a good reminder, note to self thing.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, y'all.
Okay. Thank you.
This was
Thank
great.
Of course.
you.
You guys have fun.
You know.
Good luck. You guys got this.
Will
Win
do.
games. See you later. Bye.
See you
Bye.
later.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to make the thing real quick?
Academy channel.
Wait, like BC or
Chat.
chat?
I can just do it real quick. So
Maybe just a chat, and I don't know if you can.
Julie
create
and
a
friends.
role.
Julie and friends. You just demoted Nick out to friends.
Yeah, call